name is Savna. I'm from Kerala, Thrissur.
Devi Nandana.
Okay.
And I am from Thrissur district, place, Vellore. Now I am +1 student, humanity student, studying in NSS, SSS, Pavakkadu. Krishna Kumar sir said about you.
Okay. Who is Krishna Kumar?
He's my English teacher.
Yeah, we are here today because Rishika had a few doubts. Rishika is joining from Abu Dhabi. Introduce Rishika.
Okay. So I'm Rishika. I'm studying class 8B. And I'm studying in Bhavans. I'm in Abu Dhabi. So I have some doubts regarding physics and also cryptocurrency and Bitcoin.
Yeah, so you start with the questions. What do you want to know first?
Okay. So I like had a picture which I sent in the Word document.
Let me just open.
Yeah.
Is it that PDF file or the Word?
The Word. It's like a parachute.
Okay. Rishika was part of my camp in Kerala. I was also invited by Rishika's father for conducting a 1-month camp in Abu Dhabi. Rishika's mother gave me one of the best lunch ever I had. When you go to Gulf and all, now getting lunch is something very, very great gift. And Rishika is one who loves to learn from me. So what she does is she picks up some questions and then starts sending it to me. I just opened, let me open, yeah, I just downloaded it and I'm opening it. Okay, I couldn't get time to look at it. I was on some other discussion today. We have a old friend who was also in Abu Dhabi, now settled in Alapi, was discussing on a film project in the morning, so I was totally into that. Read that.
Yeah. The forces on a falling parachutist. Notice that his weight is constant. When air resistance equal weight, the forces are balanced and the parachutist reaches a steady speed. The parachutist is always falling. Although his acceleration is upward, he opens his parachute. So sir, can you explain what air resistance, what it is?
When a cycle moves on a road, with a little force I am able to ride. What is friction? Assume I have got an item which is moving. Only a small bit of that portion is touching the ground. Will that friction will be more, or when the whole item is on the floor and then moving?
When the whole item is there?
Yeah, because the surface area is more, the friction will be more. That is why the cycle rider, when they are for slow cycle race, they reduce the air in the tube so that it moves very slow. But assume you wanted to move faster. Assume your tire contains less air and then you want to ride it. You will have to use more force, right? But the tube is very thin. What will happen? You can shift very fast. You understood? Assume you have a heavy item in a block. Suppose you have a heavy item which you wanted to move. If you start pushing it like this, it will take more force. If you know little physics, what you will do? You will hold it like this and then push. You understood?
Yes.
And where is this force? Here, the air has to be, air uses, the friction on the ground is less. But the air friction is more always. Assume Rishika is running and you have a jacket and open the zip and then hold the jacket like this and run. What will happen?
I'll have to put more force in it.
More force, because the surface area is more, air frictions becomes more. That is the basic principle of parachute. Something is falling and the umbrella is open. Assume you have an umbrella holding and you start running. What will happen? Do you know there is a aircraft which can be landed? When they land, they have to reduce the force, the speed, right? And you know parachute only you are saying, but there is a Dragu parachute. You know this? DROGUE, Drogu parachute. What is it used for? When aircraft is landing, assume the runway is too small. Generally, a big aircraft requires 3 kilometers, 4 kilometer runway. But then if the runway is too slow, you know what do they do? The runway is less and they have to reduce the speed faster. They put a drag parachute at the back. Open the umbrella. So even aircraft will be made to reduce its speed. So now what will happen? Assume you are jumping without a parachute. You are attracted towards the earth and you have 9.8 meter per second square, say, gravity. What is 9.8 meter per second square? 9.8 meter, it will run in 1 second. If you don't write down, you will forget. Otherwise, you will have to look at my video again and then look at it. 9.8 meter per second it moves. 9.8 meter. That means on third floor, generally one house, one floor will be 3 meters. Not in Abu Dhabi, in Indian condition. Not the palace, but normal houses. 10 feet is 3 meters. So my roof is at 10 feet. So if I am having a 2-storied building, ground floor, first floor, second floor. If I stand on the terrace and then jump, it takes 1 second for me to be on the ground. Are you following my physics?
Yes, yes.
Now assume I am on the 6th floor. How much time it will take? Anyone can answer, not necessarily Rishika. On 3rd floor, if I jump, it will take 1 second. 6th floor, if I jump, how much time it will take?
2 seconds.
Yeah, that is where it is wrong. Because it says 9.8 meter per second. That is why it says meter per second square. Anything which is falling, because of the speed in which is falling, it increases its speed further and further and further and further. So first second, and definitely it will take less than 2 seconds or more than 2 seconds.
Okay.
It is not 2 seconds. I am asking you whether it is less than 2 seconds or more than 2 seconds. Somebody has to answer.
Less than 2 seconds.
Why?
Because the speed is increasing, so the
Increasing. See, I keep telling, when you go to school from home, definitely reaching school is not such a great, impressive, attracting thing. So you are not attracted towards the school. So you will walk very slowly. As you reach your class, your speed will keep on reducing. But as you reach home back, what will happen? From the bus stop, you may walk slowly. Acceleration is walking faster as you reach the destination. Suppose you are meeting your father and you wanted to hug him. What will happen? As you reach closer, your speed will increase. You will dash. Acceleration. That is what is accelerating. Opposite of acceleration is deceleration. So when somebody was pushed from the top, the first few seconds 9.8. Second, if the speed is almost not even accelerating, I am 100% sure it will increase. Little more. So as he reaches the ground, his speed will become too fast. And that is what is increasing his speed. But then what he has done? He opened his parachute. Therefore, what will happen? Assume that you are jumping from that. Assume I am jumping from first floor. My hitting on the ground will become less. Momentum will be less. You know momentum. Momentum is mass into velocity. So my mass plus velocity, putting it will have a less impact. But I am putting from second floor. I am sure either I will get damaged, or if it is in a mud, I will make a hole there. If it is from third floor, the hole will be much more bigger, or my damage will be much more bigger. If it is from 7th floor, I am increasing the speed, and then definitely when I hit, definitely I will become bits and pieces. That is because momentum will make me to thrash. Understood? So as I reach closer to the ground, the speed keeps on increasing. That is what is called the terminal velocity. So when I reach the terminal is where you are landing. That is why it is the word air terminal. Got it? So when I land on the ground, what will happen? It will be tish. And that velocity I have to control, make it minimum. Under my control. How do I do that? My surface area I can increase. Like I am opening my jacket, I must open but opening the jacket is not good enough because I am not falling vertically. Therefore I have to make an umbrella on top. And that umbrella is what is reducing my speed because of friction, air friction. What is controlling? Air will stop me. Whether I am pushing horizontal on the road, it is called the dragging force. And when it is happening from top to bottom, it is called lifting force. So I am increasing my lifting force. Using a parachute, I am increasing my lifting force, and gravity is pulling me down, so I will start balancing. And when I balance, what will happen? If there is a wind, I will start moving in that direction. So what do I do? If I want to land, what should I do? Reduce the umbrella size. So the parachute fellow will reduce the umbrella size. That's why he has got strings. He will reduce it. It's a beautiful system. I want to increase speed, coming down, reduce it. And sometimes if I open it fully and there is a wind, you know the kite will go up, right? Similarly, the parachute along with this person will fly up. You can enjoy. Same principle for balloon also. The pressure, that is where your title of the chapter is pressure and force, right? The pressure increases. I can reduce the pressure in the balloon. There is a hot balloon, like a parachute. Traditionally, people used to float in balloon. What do? I increase the temperature. There will be fire, burning fire. So when the fire burns, air will become less pressure. And inside the balloon, the pressure will become less. Therefore, this fellow will go up. Suppose I want to come down, what should I do? Reduce the fire. And therefore, I will come down. So there are different mechanisms. Either surface area I can change or temperature I can change. These are all based on Newton's first law, second law, third law, and all that you can learn together with these principles. Drag force, lift force, friction, falling down, terminal velocity, acceleration, momentum. All these terminologies are related to gravity, attraction, because Newton is the one who invented or who described, not invented, who described gravity, right? Who explained gravity. So in the first second 9.8, second it is supposed to be double of that, 19.6, but it will not be 19.6, it will be less than 19.6. Third, it will be 29.4, add 19.6 plus 9.8, 29. I think I am correct, right? Yeah, 29.4. But it will never be 29.4, but it will be more than 20, definitely more than 25. Depends on my surface area, my buoyancy. The air or liquid, when I fly down or fly up, it has to move that air back outside from that. It has to, if assume that I am too wider, not a dense, lean man, the surface area will become less. Not only the parachute, I also have a surface area, right? Got it? Like my jacket is full jacket. Suppose my weight is less, it also depends on my weight. Mass, momentum into velocity. Mass into velocity is momentum. So if 4 times is approximately 39 decimals, right? But at 4 seconds, after falling 4 seconds, it will not be 40. It will be less than 30, 35. So when it reaches, assume I am 1000 feet height, I am jumping, that means 300 meters. So I am supposed to be, say, 240 kilometers per hour speed. That means what? 240 kilometers per hour. You imagine double speed of your car. In that speed, if I hit on the ground, so I will control with what? Parachute. These are all conditions. The speed 9.8 is in a normal, without wind, without air, in a normal condition. Gravity is pulling it. It changes based on time, area, place, atmospheric condition, all that matters. You have formulas for computing it. Maybe you can look at it. Okay. Good enough, or you want some more explanation?
No, it's clear now.
Good, clear. If anybody has got doubt on this, you could stop me and discuss also. Yeah.
Then how does helium balloon escape from the gravitational force?
See, definitely the density is too low. What is gravitational force is more applicable in the atmosphere. 140 kilometers atmosphere is there, air is there. So 140, when the earth doesn't mean only earth along with atmosphere, avaha, pravaha, uddvaha, stada, paripurva, gauvahu, troposphere, stratosphere, different spheres are there. They're all sphere. That means around the earth there is another round with a different density, with a different air density. It is circumambulating, or it is around the earth. When the earth is spinning, earth is revolving, earth is rotating, the air is also moving. Otherwise, if only earth is moving, air is not moving, what would have happened? All the buildings and all of us would have been swept away from the earth, because we are inside the atmosphere. So when we say earth, it is not earth alone. The muddy earth is not what we are saying. It is not the surface area. It is not the water. It is around that atmosphere is also part of it. Therefore, there is a density, there is a friction for the air. That is why even from the space, a satellite is falling, immediately that will become into pieces. The momentum, the speed is increasing, it will become more and more bits and pieces. Because in the 140 kilometers it cannot reach. Last month there was a big problem, no? China's space shuttle is falling, and all that we had a discussion. I also gave a talk on Radio Asia on this in Malayalam. Okay, so if that is falling, it will become bits and pieces. So people said don't have to worry. And it has fallen very close to the Arabian Sea, that Dweep, Lakshadweep nearby that area. No, the Maldives nearby that area. So when it falls, definitely there will be lot of friction. Now the balloon has got air inside that. And that air density is too small, like the hot air which I said. Helium has got less weight and too much volume. You put it into less weight, what will happen? Even hydrogen balloon is like that. You just hold it in your hand, leave it, automatically it will go up. Have you seen some exhibitions and all advertisement? They fly balloon on the roof. They put a thread and big balloon on top of that, they will put advertisement. And in the space it will start flying. So what will happen to helium balloon? It goes 140 kilometers beyond that. Don't use a normal balloon bladder. It has to sustain the friction because it is going up. The temperature, normal insulation is given, controlled temperature is given, and then it will go up. As it goes up and up, the temperature changes accordingly. You must adjust the temperature also. Then it can escape. It can go up. Sometimes these balloons are used for atmospheric study. We have got a center in Hyderabad which is called Balloon Center. What do? They send a balloon along with some equipments that will go up, take some parameter. That is how pressure, temperature in the atmosphere is evaluated traditionally. There are environment pollution. I wanted to conduct experiment. Best thing is put a balloon, put some gadget there, allow it to go. But there will be a thread. With that thread I can control. Or maybe they will put some small drone or something. They will not switch it on. But when it reaches on the top, they will see the wind pattern. You send the balloon in which direction the balloon goes. We know the wind is in that direction. So GPS, the wind pattern can be mapped in the atmosphere. There are a lot of applications. Okay, it's called the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, TIFR. TIFR Balloon Facility, Hyderabad. You look at it. I am staying very near to that place. So we will see sometime balloon going up. Okay, but if you want a troposphere beyond that atmosphere, you will have to put helium. But then you cannot bring it back. Because once it goes out of atmosphere, we have no control. Because Earth will go, and that if I send something from India, after some time it will go to Abu Dhabi and land. Because Earth would have been turned towards east that time, right? Yeah. Are you able to visualize when I am saying this?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, that is what is physics. Physics is a beautiful subject where you can see when somebody explains like this. So it is actually balloons, anything in the space is pulled by gravity force. But you have balloon filled with less pressure, the buoyancy force, that's called the buoyancy force, and the air pressure. These balance will make it to stay wherever you want. Suppose if I want to stay at 20 meter, I will adjust the balloon with that sort of a gas which will stay in that 20 meter. I want at 40 meter, I will change the air so that my density, buoyancy force, pressure, everything is no, it's like just now we explained the parachute fellow increasing the surface area, but air is what is inside. Even when I use a balloon or maybe with the fire, but inside a balloon which is a closed jacket, I can change the density of, instead of the pressure I will change the density. That's what I will do. See, when I take a jar of water and then put water inside, what will happen? It will get mixed up. But you take a jar and put oil inside, what will happen?
It will not.
Oil will stay on the top because the density of oil is less than the density of water. So it all depends on what I am adding. You can do beautiful experiments. Nicely, I will tell you. What you do is, you take a small bottle and fill some coloring inside that and put some oil and then shake it well. Okay, and then take a jar and then keep it like this, reverse. This is open. The bottle is open. I am closing the jar and reversing it. So nothing will happen, right? Because the oil will be, the colored oil will be inside. Then what you do, pour water and fill this jar around that. And slowly I lift this. When I lift, what will happen? You will see from all sides of the bottle, the oil, the colored oil will go and beautifully it will go and settle on the top. The color will be,
I'll try.
yeah, it's a beautiful experiment to show that otherwise you don't know how the oil, when you pour it, it will not be visible. This will be easily visible. From bottom it will go on top. Otherwise when you pour, it is from the top, it goes down, and by the time it comes up, you will not be able to visualize it. That's how we make it to visualize. These are all small experiments which we used to do when we were children. But we never knew that this was buoyancy force, this was surface tension and all that, right? You can do a lot of such good experiments. Yeah.
Then is there any frictional force? Like, does frictional force have effect in space?
Friction in space, definitely. Space is not totally vacuum. See, though we say atmosphere, the atmosphere is 140 kilometers, but there are different planets with different conditions. Environmental conditions will be there, but friction will be too less. That's why it is called free space. Therefore, very less, but doesn't mean zero. Suppose you look at moon. It also have a gravity. It also has got a small atmosphere. It also has some gases around it. So they are all like free birds in the space, right? So definitely they are not getting covered by a shell. So there will be some leakages here and there because it's continuously moving. So there are not air, not atmosphere, but there may be something, and beyond that there could be lot of small particles. See, friction doesn't mean only with air. There could be lot of small items which are around. When we say fluid, and when something has to move, if it is oil, less friction, water, different friction, ghee, different friction, depends on the viscosity of the fluid. Air has got a less friction, viscosity, fluid determines the friction of the fluid. But then assume that in between I have got lot of stones and then I have to move in between. The friction will be more. It is solid friction, right?
Yes.
Suppose I am running in the air, I will have friction, but in between lot of leaves are also falling on me, or maybe ice cubes are falling, like a storm is coming with a lot of ice creams around, ice falling, that hailstorms are coming. Definitely that will also increase friction. So in the atmosphere there is only air and maybe polluted air, more dust, more cloud, it all increases the friction. No cloud, that means no vapor, therefore friction will become less. But in a cloudy region, that is why you see when the aircraft flies, normal people will say you don't have to use belt, safety belt is not required, you can walk in the aircraft. Immediately a cloud comes, the aircraft goes inside cloud, what will happen? The whole aircraft will start jerking. The pilot will say everybody go back to seat and put the belt. Why? Because friction increases, the speed reduces when it reaches there. Actually aircraft is not reducing the speed, it moves in the same speed. Momentum comes. I told you, something is stopping it. When it stops, what will happen? It is not stuck like falling and falling on the terminal velocity, I am hitting on the ground. But something is hitting. What is it hitting? Not the air alone. The air it would have been taken care of. But the density, humidity. If humidity is more, the speed of the vehicle will go. Assume you are driving a car, immediately rain comes. I am sure your car speed will come less, right? That is because water reduces the speed less than the air. Air needs a friction, but water has got, so that will also be there. So beyond atmosphere, these many problems will not be there, but there could be small problems. Maybe Elon Musk will make a vehicle for both of us, and Rishika's father can sponsor. We will go together and see in the space whether there is friction. Yeah.
Then is gravitational force bigger or is magnetic force bigger?
What a question is this?
Mm,
Suppose I have got two items. These are two magnets. This has got a north pole and a south pole. When it goes, it attracts. Correct? This is what is magnetic force. Correct?
yes.
Suppose if I just leave my hand, it falls down. What is that force?
Gravitational force.
See, assume my magnet is too much powerful, and this magnet is very powerful, and this is not even a magnet, it is only a metal. I hold it like this with the magnet. Will it fall?
No.
Why? Because this magnet is very powerful, right? Suppose this magnet is not powerful, but this is a heavy item. What will happen when I hold? This magnet is not powerful, but this is a heavy metal. What will happen if I hold? It will fall. Suppose this is a magnet, but this is not a metal. This is only a wood piece. If I hold, what will happen? It will fall, correct?
Like a trap.
So magnetic force is only between magnet to magnet. Magnet can attract something, but gravitational force, it can affect magnet, it can affect metal, it can affect non-metal also. So these are two different things, not at all related. You are trying to compare an apple and an orange. Which is more tastier if you ask, how do I say? Now you understood how did I explain this?
Yes.
I took a magnet and a magnet. Both will fall together. They may attract, but both will fall together if I leave it. But if I hold one, if I don't hold one, it will fall. But then if I change north pole to north pole and hold it like this, it will fall with a higher speed because the repulsion is also there. The magnet will repel, make it go away from me fast, it will say. If it is attracting, it will catch and say, don't go, I am with you. Hold it tight. You understood? So these are not comparable,
Yes.
but there are some relations which you can learn together. It will be interesting to speak like this and learn.
Okay.
But unlike gravity, which is in the atmosphere, anything will fall towards Earth. Beyond atmosphere, when you go to space, I can take two magnets and then make it to attract. But that time if I don't leave or leave also, it will not fall. You see NASA non-gravity experiments. Why water? Why air? Why solids? In a non-gravity area, suppose if I take water bottle and drink water like this. If I hold it high also, water will fall in my mouth, right? That is because gravity is making this water to fall down. But assume in space, if I do that, what will happen? Water will flow somewhere. It need not come out. You understood? Suppose if I take, there is a beautiful show in which what somebody does is take a cloth and then put it in water and I am squeezing it. When I am squeezing, what will happen? Water will fall. But in space, you know what water will do? Water will fall on my hands, both hands. Because surface tension make it move in my hands. It will come out because I am squeezing it. But where the water will go? Water will spread on my hand, both hands. Because water want to flow. It doesn't want to fall. These are all very nice experiments are there. You can look at non-gravity water flow. What will happen? Assume that you have got a, that is why the people who are traveling abroad and all, I mean the space, they don't use water bottle. They will use water packets. And the one thing, water packet will have less weight. And what they will do, they will put in the mouth and then they have to use lot of force. Then only it will go inside. Otherwise, you have to push pressure and then put it inside. But if you put it here and then push inside, it may flash on your face. Or it may go back also. Not necessarily. I am holding it and putting water. What will happen? The water may go up instead of coming down. Non-gravity, NASA. Lot of beautiful experiments are there to understand gravity. But I don't think your magnetic force experiments may not be there. I did not see. You could see.
I'll check.
Yeah.
Question number 6. The 6th one.
Yeah. Which of the two balanced forces or unbalanced forces can change the shape of an object? Okay. Yeah. That's a beautiful question. How do I do? Yeah. Assume that I have got a bottle. The water bottle, no? The normal plastic wala.
Okay.
Now I am using from both the sides, I am pushing it like this. What will happen to the water bottle?
The water will come out.
The water will come out and the shape. Assume water is not there, it's only a kali bottle. What will happen? It will get squeezed, right? See, when we want to smash a water bottle, used bottle, what will we keep it and tish? Or even a balloon. You keep a balloon and then push it like this. It will get D-shaped. Suppose I am pushing and Rishika is pushing from the other side. The force is not same. Uniform force I am not using. Your force and my force. And I am crushing a bottle. What will happen? Bottle will get crushed, but Rishika will go back. Because I will push much harder than Rishika can push me, right? So, depends on the force. If forces are equal, D shape will be more.
Okay.
If assume that I wanted to flatten, have you seen the ornaments, the blacksmith or the blacksmith making weapon, or goldsmith is making one gold chain? He has to flatten. What he will do? Will he put it on a wooden plate or on the mud and then hit with a hammer? He will use a hard base and put the item and then smash it. Suppose if I don't use a hard force, what will happen? You want to break something. Will you keep it on a pillow and then put it and smash it, or you put it on a hard ground and then push it?
Hard surface.
So if the pressure is both sides get applied, then D shape will happen. If it is uniform, D shape will happen. But if it is different, it will not happen. So is that was the question, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Read the question once again. Let me check whether I answered or not.
Which of the two balanced force or unbalanced?
Unbalanced force will not D shape, but balanced force will D shape more.
Okay.
Balanced force. I am using both left and right hand together. That's balanced because my force is same in both hands. Suppose the two people, Rishika's both hands, one side father, one side mother, both of them are pulling. What will happen? Rishika's shape will change. Rishika's shape will change. Okay, you will become into two pieces. Partition will happen. But assume one side Rida is standing and the other side somebody else, Rishika's father is standing and then pulling. Definitely both of you will move towards your father, right? So that's an unbalanced force will not D-shape you. Balanced force will D-shape. Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then in that lorry, that diagram, there's an arrow pointing downwards, which is 5,000 Newton. But there's an arrow which is pointing upwards. Which force is that?
See, if I am dropping something, when I am holding it and leaving it, when I am leaving, you should know some other principle with the kinematic force and potential. Kinematic energy, potential energy. there are two energies. When something is moving, it has got kinematic energy. Kinematic means moving. When it is standing, it says potential energy. So now this has got only potential energy. When it is falling, it has got kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, potential energy. Now the kinetic energy is made zero when it is dropping it here. So what is it allowing it to fall? Gravity. So gravity is giving kinetic energy to this. When it is falling, I am holding it means I am balancing the kinetic energy. Assume this weight is too much. I cannot hold it with a finger. So my potential energy which I can give is less than the kinetic energy. This will drop from my finger. How am I putting a heavy weight in a lorry, in a truck? When I put it, assume that heavy item is able to put on the top of the vehicle. It will not fall. It is balanced. So that means 5000 Newton it is applying force, but this base is giving a 5000 Newton support. Now assume I put 4 items like this, and which is on a tire. Too heavy. What will happen?
It will fall.
It will fall. Now you have a small bicycle for you to ride, and in which 5 people, heavy built people will sit, WWF fellows. What will happen to your cycle?
It will fall down.
It will fall down, right?
Yeah.
So how much weight I will put in a lorry is balanced with how much I can hold. So that is balanced. Such a lorry, when it is moving towards in the front, that is the force with which the engine works, and then it pulls, and that force is given. And there is another force which is drag force. I told you, no, energy, friction.
Yes.
The friction will be there, which will not allow me to move. Even if I have got a full vehicle, assume you have a scooter in which you put a big heavy luggage, you put maximum power, also scooter will not move. In your car, you put equivalent amount of an item which you can put in a truck, and you start driving car. What will happen? The car will not move because it cannot pull. Got it? So what is the vehicle truck movement? Truck movement is balancing kinetic force or the weight mass of the item which I can keep on my truck, the speed in which I can drive, and the air friction. I told you, when there is no big wind, I can drive, and the wheel will go. Suppose you have seen truck driving when the hill is down, truck will move very fast. But if you have to go up, what will happen? Very difficult. Assume I have got a aircraft moving, or rocket or missiles. You have seen the way it is designed. Nozzle is there, therefore it can go like this. You have seen cycle fellow, when he is cycling, what he will do? He will stay very close to the ground, look like this, and then only drive. If he stay like this and drive, his speed will reduce. So you want to go more speed, you will have to bend, so that air friction is reduced. Okay, so the drag force, air friction will be, you have seen in some vehicle on the back, the rear, there will be a wind shape thing. In some beautiful car, especially the racing car, will have a shape like this. You know for what? The air will go on top of the vehicle, it will come back, and it will also help to push the vehicle. That is why the shape is given like that. Understood? So this will make this vehicle to move, though there is a friction. Maybe 1200 Newton is what is pushing it backward. 1300 Newton when you use it, with 100 Newton energy you can make the vehicle to move. That's how you should know how much power should give to the vehicle so that your vehicle can drag it.
Then the other photo, like in the picture, there's a diver. Here also, is it like the upward force is the
Same. The buoyancy force, as I explained in the air, you have it in the water also. There is a beautiful experiment. I don't know, you people are not experimenting all this. That is why you are not learning. What is done is, you take a heavy item and use a balance. What is that balance? To weigh. The weight is to be identified. So you have a spring balance. Are you hearing?
Yes.
Yeah. So assume you have a spring balance attached to one item, which is now this is a spring balance. Here I am able to see the weight of this item. Okay. And what I do is I will put a jar, water, and for overflow I am putting a small pipe, and I have got a small collection point here. So if when I dip it inside, the water overflow will go into the bucket, and that small bucket where I am collecting water, which is the water which is flown out. You know Archimedes principle, right?
No.
The volume of this item, when it is dipped in water, that much volume will be overflowing. You understood?
Yes.
If I put some item, assume you take a glass of water and put some ice cube inside, automatically water will flow out. So the buoyancy force, assume you put some bigger stone inside, water will flow. Now that weight of this item, you are weighing it outside water. When you put it inside also, you can weigh the item. Inside water, the weight of the item will become less. Inside water, the weight of the item will become less. How do you know this? Now assume you have a bucket. Okay. You put a water bottle and fill the water bottle inside that. Dip it inside the bucket. The water will get filled. You have to pull it. When you pull it, inside water you can pull it easily, but when you come out of the water, the weight will increase. Correct or not?
Yes.
That means, assume this has got a weight and put it inside. Inside water, the weight of this item will reduce. How much water you pushed it out, that you weight, that weight plus the weight of the item inside water, the weight of the water which I collected. Are you getting it?
Yes, I'm getting it.
The weight of the item inside water, weight of the water which came out will be equal to the weight of the item outside water. Though volume is what buoyancy says, how much water will go out will be equivalent to the weight of the item when it dips inside, how much water has to go out, not volume alone.
Okay.
You understood? Now as I am jumping inside water, I am not pushing water out because I am in a pool. Definitely the pool's little, if 10 people are jumping inside the pool, definitely the pool will go little up, but nobody is going to measure it. What will happen to me? I have a buoyancy force which will allow me to pull up. There is a density of water which is different at different places. There is an air and liquid and a body. I have got a different density. And I have an ability. You know Papatan in my village, right? He can hold breath. When I hold breath, my weight will become less. I told you this. Some people have the efficiency to hold breath. So when they have hold breath, what will happen? It's like a balloon. The body weight will not be equivalent to that. My body weight will come less. So I will be floating in water. That's how people have got meditative power to float on water. I know how to hold air. My weight will become nothing, less. Then the water, the Archimedes principle, buoyancy force, all these physics law will go. You understood? But what I do is I will balance in such a fashion while the people who are going under the water, as I told you, the height and weight of the people who are going in the air has to be balanced. If I want the balloon, I must fix it in such a fashion. 20 kilometer I want, I will fill only that gas. If I want 40 kilometers or 1000 meters or 2000 meter, accordingly I will change the gas inside, right? So these diving people have got a balancing effect. And how do I change balance? I cannot stay there, I will go down. But then I will adjust with the movement. What do I do? The swimmers, how do they stand? If they stand stable, they will fall. But if they keep moving their legs, the drag force, because their legs are like, you have seen they use maximum big floating. So they will make this, they will push like this, therefore they will be lifting up. So actually they are pushing with their force, and that force will make them to lift up. So the buoyancy is nullified with the wave which they make with the pressure which they apply there. The aircraft fan, what is that aircraft fan is doing? When it is rotating, the pressure under that air will become less, therefore aircraft will go up. Similarly, when I am swimming, what I will do? I will move the air there, so the pressure of the air I am changing, the water I am changing there. Therefore I am lifting up. So you can see the fish, they will lie down there. And after some time, it will start tilting for some time. So that time what will happen? It will create a pressure around it which is convenient for them to stay. And it will start moving. Got it? So that's the best method to float in water. To float in water, you have to reduce the pressure or hold the air, change the pressure and energy. The title of your chapter itself is what? Force, pressure, right?
Force and pressure,
Yeah. So either the force or the pressure. Balancing is what is buoyancy. Balancing is what is flying. Either it is aircraft in the air or fish in the water, or birds. You can see they will not all the time swing like this. When they stop swinging, it will come down. When again they will, that's how aircraft also does. Before landing, aircraft will switch off all the fan. Aircraft will switch off all the fan, and you can see no sound will come from the aircraft. It will smoothly come and land. But when it has to lift up, you will see maximum sound. All the engines will work, all the fans will work, so that the drag force and lift force, they have to adjust so that it also moves. It cannot lift off like this, like a helicopter. What helicopter does? Only the top fan will become first and it will lift totally up, because the up pressure is reduced and it goes up. Got it? You have got that wheel, flying wheel. What you do is you turn it, automatically it goes up, right? That's what it does. So you rotate that and leave it, it goes up. Once it stops rotating, it will fall. So there is a Coriolis force, another force, probably it will harder for you. That's Coriolis. You know the tuning of anything which you wanted to, the motorbike, when it rotates, the wheel rotates. Even in a road, it can go like this. But at that point, if apply brake, he will fall. Because there is a tangential force which allows it to make to flow in the direction perpendicular to this direction, this force. If this is revolving like this, perpendicular to the center of gravity, center of rotation, the vehicle can move even if it is tilted. But if I stop it, it will fall. So the weight balancing is possible only when it rotates. You can take a plate, put it vertical and then start rotating. It will rotate, and after some time it will fall. Why is it not falling while rotating? Because there is a force which applies, which will make it to balance. So that's the same principle, buoyancy principle, balancing principle, kinematic energy, potential energy, momentum, all these are related topics.
Okay.
So your physics is over.
Yeah.
Anything more in physics?
Mm,
Presently nothing.
no.
Okay.